Hi, my name is Alexis Erey, and this is Take After Take, presented by Blue Fridge Films. In this episode, I sit with Barbi Miranda, otherwise known as Cinetrola. If you want to hear more of her takes, you can find her on Instagram at Cinetrola. That's Cinetrola. Here, we discuss Joachim Trier's latest film, Sentimental Value. This episode was recorded almost 2 months prior when we managed to catch the film at New York Film Festival. It is one of 3 episodes that we recorded back to back, and this is the last of the 3 to be released. Like I said in the previous episodes, this podcast didn't have a name at the time of recording, so we simply referred to it as Another Movie Podcast within the episode. We're both really happy with what these episodes shaped up to be, and if you've been listening, thank you. Without further ado, enjoy. Welcome to Another Movie Podcast presented by Blue Fridge Films. I'm accompanied today by Barbara Miranda. Thank you for being here, Barbie.
I love how my name sounds, like altogether, Barbi Miranda. Hi, Alexis. Thank you so much for having me right now.
Happy to have you, even though we've spent the last 2 weeks together as of the day of recording this at New York Film Festival.
Exactly.
We've enjoyed it very much.
I cannot stand you anymore.
I cannot stand you anymore, but we're going to spend the next 30 to 40 minutes talking about a movie we love, and I think we can do that.
Yeah, I think so.
I think so.
It's definitely a movie that we were looking forward to seeing.
Without a doubt.
Without a doubt. I think it was like your most expected movie.
It was my most anticipated film of the festival. My favorite movie of 2023 was The Worst Person in the World.
We're already talking about The Worst Person in the World?
I just feel like I have to start there.
Oh my God, trigger warning.
Joachim Trier, I have not seen his previous films, though I really want to. Oslo, August 31st, and...
I do not know.
I don't want to look it up.
The thing is, like, I think many people got to know him because of The Worst Person in the World.
And we were both one of those people.
Yeah, I mean, that movie took me to places, you know? It was just, like, one of those that, again, talks about, like, a very, like, personal thing, inner worlds, whimsical, like, journey. It was a beautiful movie, outstanding movie, a movie that everyone who watches it, like it's gonna leave a mark on you. Maybe it will destroy you. Trigger warning again. But definitely, like, that's the moment where I was like, oh, we need to look out for this guy. This guy, like, he's here for good movies.
It left me wanting to see what was next.
Exactly.
And here we are, a couple years later, and we see Sentimental Value, which is his latest film starring Renate Reinsve. This is going to be an episode of a lot of
names
slow
that
pronunciations.
We do not know how to pronounce, and we don't want to, like, disrespect
Stellan
anyone.
Skarsgård.
Stellan Elfanning.
We feel confident about those two.
Definitely. I think I love this movie because I mean, of course, my expectations with this movie were based on the only movie that I've seen from him, which is The Worst Person in the World. And I think we agree on that one, that we kind of, like, were expecting something along those lines of, like, a more whimsical, like, magical exploration of the movie. I knew that this movie was probably going to wreck me even more because of the theme. It's a family drama. You know, it's about family connections, communications, pains. It's a movie that I feel like everyone's going to have something to feel about it.
There's a character in there for everybody.
There is a character.
Anyone can come to this movie and have their main character.
Definitely. But it's definitely also, like, not like The Worst Person in the World. It's definitely, like, it's not a surrealist journey. It's not whimsical. It's not like you're gonna have, like, an entire scene where time stops and you have a character running,
or a big drug trip scene.
No, definitely
with your
not.
father as you're a naked fat woman.
It's definitely more brutal.
Yeah.
It's more direct. It's more organic, maybe. It's more human, I think. It's just, like, very much more, like, straight to the point. In some way, I think that some people... I feel like everyone's going to have a connection with it. Definitely, I feel like many people will be like, oh, but I was expecting something else. But I think that's the beauty of, like, filmmaking. And I love filmmakers that are, like, not stuck with, like, one
Yeah.
way of making movies, and they're just like not afraid of like playing around with different stuff, knowing that he made a movie that a lot of people loved and was like, we want that, we want that again.
Yeah.
It's like, no, you're gonna be more wrecked this time. Of course, like this is gonna be full of spoilers. Again, I don't think this movie can be spoiled for that matter, but just like, what is this movie about? Let's just like tell the people a little bit of like the synopsis.
This is a film about a older, somewhat famous director. Had his time
I think very famous.
very famous, but we catch him on the back end of his career. He hasn't made a film in a while. He has his big hit from what feels like maybe
He has maybe like one more movie left.
he has maybe one more movie left in him, and his biggest film was like 30 years
Yeah.
prior. And we start the film with one of his two daughters. And right off the bat, they are estranged. There's a level of not even miscommunication, no communication going
No
on.
communication.
They don't know how to communicate with each other. They don't know how to show the love that they have for each other.
The movie starts actually with the mother's death. You know,
Yes.
like this is a family that just lost their mother, and we never get to see the mother, which I think it's a very interesting choice. And you have this father who has like a very complicated relationship with his daughters.
Yeah.
With the two daughters that he has, and he has many regrets. You can tell that he's a man who has many regrets, has not been a great father. But this is not a movie about like a father coming clean with their daughters and be like, oh, I'm sorry. No. I think that at its core, this movie, it's about failed communications.
Yeah.
And how family communications are so hard. So hard. And how family pain is a real thing that goes like from generation to generation, and that the pain that our parents carry is the one that we're going to carry in our lives if we don't kind of like try to fix it in some way.
Break the cycle.
Break the cycle. It's a movie that every single character is going through their own journey, and who they're all part of this big family.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like the first scene was the one that I was already crying with, like the little essay, might you
Yeah.
say? It's an essay
Yeah.
that they're reading, and it talks about that. It talks about how this house that
We
holds.
start with the house.
We
That
start
was
with the
really
house. The house is
beautiful.
the main character
Yeah.
of the movie. I feel like one of the most incredible like production designs that I've seen in this festival. It's like how the house is formed, how the house like transforms itself throughout like the people that live in it, and the house is the witness to all of this pain, to all of this family relationships, and it's just like you start out with like this death of this mother, and you have like these two daughters who are dealing with this grief, and at the same time they have to deal with their father coming back into play, and you have Stellan Skarsgård. You have Stellan Skarsgård. Do you want to say that?
Stellan Skarsgård.
You have Stellan Star. Oh my god.
Jeez.
I hate saying Skarsgård. Skarsgård. Skarsgård.
Stellan.
Stellan Skarsgård.
Wow.
What?
You did it.
You have Stellan Skarsgård, which for me is the best performance in this movie and of the festival that I
Yeah.
watched. I was mesmerized by him. And he's a father that, as Alexis said, he's a director, a very famous director, who's trying to make amends, especially with Renata's character in the movie. And he's like, in the way that he finds to make amends is through art.
Yeah.
Is by showing her a script. That supposedly the script is based on his mother, who committed suicide when he was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
Again, family pain. And he offers this role to her, and she says no. No way.
Without
And
even reading it.
Without even reading the script. And
Yeah.
she's like, I cannot do it because I cannot work with you. We can't even talk to each other. How am I
Because they
supposed?
don't know how to talk to each other.
They don't
Yeah.
know how to talk to each other. So it's like, how can I work with you if I like can't talk to you? Of course, he's hurt by this, and he gives the part to an American actress played by Elle Fanning, beautiful character, an outsider kind of character. And they start kind of like this relationship, you know, this director with this American actress, where she reads the script and she immediately like realizes like this is a personal story. He's like this is about my mother and everything, and then she quickly realizes that like this is not about his mother, but it's about his daughter. And I think it's a very like it's a beautiful story also. Besides like family, it's about like how art, plays a big part in like connection, like especially for creatives.
Yeah.
Like being a creative is just like your emotions and your personal things are always going to be linked with art. And I love how, the way to communicate to his daughter, like, hey, I'm sorry, it's just like through a script. And that is the only way he will communicate it.
Yeah.
He won't find another way.
That's the part that really hurts there at the end, is that we have this understanding between the two of them. And I think we end on a mostly good note, but still there's not the actual verbal acknowledgement. It's just
No.
at least now we both know.
But I love that.
Yeah.
I love that they don't have a scene where it's like, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
No, it's not about that. It's just like, but then again, father-daughter relationship. I mean, this movie, oh my God, it's so good.
The relationship in all directions, because we have the sisters, one sister being the one that avoids the conflict with the father and is the more accepting sister, though she has the same...
She's the youngest daughter, which is not, and they talked about it.
Yeah.
There is this scene where the sister, because actually Joachim said in the Q&A of the festival that this was supposed to be a sister movie.
But once they wrote the father character, what was it he said? He said,
and
the father character elbowed his way in there.
Yeah.
It got too big and it became a bigger story.
And it's crazy when he said that, I was like, I would have never said this was a sister story.
Yeah.
Like, I think, of course it's about family and everything, but for me, like, the main relationship is between Stellan's character and, like, Renata's.
Yeah.
Like, that's the biggest relationship. And, of course, the sisters are there. It's even the poster.
Yeah.
The poster from the movie, it's, like, the scene where they're both hugging. And
I really like the other poster of the film where it's the multiple frames. We have pieces of all their faces.
Yeah, I know that one. But I love that scene between the sisters because it's like both of them it's a perfect example how in the family you go through the same stuff, but you feel it very differently.
Yeah.
The way that you're born in a family will determine so many things, everything about your life. Who your parents are, just like how old were you when something happened, or if you're like the youngest sibling or the oldest, like you two like have two sisters that went through the same stuff. One was the older sister, the one was the youngest, and the youngest feels like she has a way of life that it's more, I don't know if like she gets to avoid stuff more or just like deal with it in a more like, I don't know how to say it, like a chill way.
I don't know. She's more at peace.
She's more at peace, and they actually have this talk where it's like Renata's character is like, how did you not like end up like fucked up like me, Like, I'm sad. Like, she's a character like clearly like she has a really hard time relating to people.
That scene is so beautiful.
It's so beautiful because she's like, I cannot relate to anyone, And she's a very sad character. We see her have like this very complicated relationship with this like married man, and that kind of like they're having an affair, but it's not like she wants a real thing with him. But then it's like he gets divorced, and he's like, well, she's like, oh, well, now we can't hide, we don't have to hide anymore. And he's like, no, but wait. And it's like she has a really hard time relating to people, and it's definitely because of like what happened. In her. Like in her family, and her sister that went through the same stuff. She's married and she has a kid.
And the reason that she gives for not being as fucked up is because
she had her
sister.
That's the thing, and that's like what happens to so many, older siblings. It's like they had to take charge. They had to like protect, their babies. It's kind of like there are so many brothers and sisters that take kind of like a parental place.
Yeah.
Almost in every family.
A film about siblings for me is always very interesting, being an only child and seeing that, then seeing someone have that dynamic, even just at the very least, it's just like, wow. I had myself in the mirror from time to time, be like, is this shit real, man?
That's crazy. Well,
is this really going? Is this happening?
I have older siblings, but they all moved, like, away when I was like very young, so like kind of like I am sort of like an only child. I'm not. I love my brothers and sisters. I love you guys.
How many siblings do you have?
we're 5. They're all
Can
older.
you give me one? Can I have one? You'll still have 4.
No, I love them all. I love them, but it's just like sometimes I kind of like felt like I grew up like as an only child because they were like way older than me. But there is like this, also kind of like if you have like really close friends, they do become your family in some way. And yeah, I feel like this movie portrays like family connections and dynamics in a very like organic and human way, and in a gut-wrenching way, when you start to get to know the story of the father, which, I mean, he is a very complicated character. He's, by all, like, if you watch this movie, you're probably gonna think he's not a good father. He's like, what are you doing, dude? Like, you're still like not stepping up. You
Yeah.
want to fix things, but it's just like he can't do it. He's just like the only way he can do it
He
is
doesn't
like
have the tools to do it.
he doesn't have the tools to do
It's
it.
not
But
that he
then
doesn't want to.
no, and then automatically it's like this is his story.
Yeah.
This is where his mom grew up in this house. This house was like filled with light, and this is like all of the pains that this family has been carrying. This woman that she was like kidnapped. Like what happened? Like during the war, they took her.
They took her.
They took her during the war.
They took her and they tortured her.
They torture her, and you have all of these scenes, and I love it because again, family pain.
Yeah.
And I don't know if like there are many movies that talk about this. It's like a very interesting subject, and I talk about it a lot with my brothers and sisters. Like a family contains so much pain that we don't know about and I think like that's why it's so important to get to know our family, to get to know where we come from, even like more than our parents. Just like the questions that we should be asking.
Yeah.
Our family, stop treating them like there's a point in your life when you start understanding that your parents are human beings. And that's crazy. Like when you start understanding that your mom is a woman and your dad is like a man, and like
Or a boy.
or just a boy.
Or just a boy.
Stellan Skarsgård character, he is a kid in a lot of times during this movie.
Mm-hmm.
His mom committed suicide. That's when he was a little boy. And that pain, like he carries that pain with him. And that directly influences his relationship with his daughters and with, his ex-wife and with everyone around him and with his art too. And I think that the way like this movie portrays, this pain, and I love like specifically the scene where all of their faces mix together. That's the
light
movie.
Effect. Yeah.
That's the movie.
Yeah.
That's the movie for me.
For me, I think my favorite relationship in the film would be between the father and Elle Fanning's
Love that
character.
Very
and
interesting.
Just the slow realization of, for Elle Fanning's character of, this guy's kind of treating me like his daughter, or is kind of hoping that I can be like the dyeing the hair.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
It was never over the top, but that slow switch from where we meet them at the beach at the film festival and they get along so well, and then to the very last scene where she not breaks up with him, but it's like I can't do this movie.
Well, she's an outsider.
Yeah.
She's the outside. I love characters who are outsiders in movies. I think they're like one of the most interesting characters.
Yeah.
To just like for an actor to portray, but also as an audience to watch, because they act as an audience.
Yeah.
In some way. It's like this is a family dynamic movie, and she's like not part of the family. She's not even part of like the country. You know, she's an American actress that is like, okay, what is going on here? And the first scene where we actually get to meet her is when she's watching a movie that he made. And she's like very, she's like crying. She's very like touched by it and by his art, and in some way by his pain. Again, the art that we create is our pain. So it's kind of like she's right there, like from the start, like in his head in some way, in his emotions. And when she accepts the part and she starts like realizing all of these new things, the way like he actually treats her too is like he kind of like lies a lot to her.
Yeah.
In a way, which I love. I love that. This movie's so funny too. Like
It
it
is
has
so
it
funny.
has a lot of comedy, which I was
Yeah.
surprised about. But because it has so much comedy, I love that kind of like the comedy relief. It's the comic relief is mostly like in Elle Fanning's character.
Yeah.
Because she's the outsider, and I feel like she's always like so in touch with her emotions, and she's feeling things so deeply. Maybe even like feeling this family's pain.
Yeah.
It's like it's this, and eventually that's the reason I think that she lives the project. It's like I cannot touch this. You know, this is like something that feels so deeply that it would feel wrong for me to go inside this project and do it.
This is such a tough film to discuss, having only seen it once, only because of how
Very,
unique it is structurally. And to
very.
come from The Worst Person in the World, which is a very clean-cut film in the sense that there are 12 chapters, and the chapters are labeled at the start, and you move through them as you go through the film. When this film started, I felt that style. It just didn't have the chapter titles. A scene would end, it would cut to black, we'd wait a moment, and the next scene would start, and that could have been where they put the chapter title card
Yeah.
again. And it was interesting to hear them actually speak about that at the end of the film, and say how, yeah, we started going at it with chapters, but towards the end of the film, we kind of lose that, and we go into a more sequential story, and things start happening back to back. And there's something that he said. I'm trying to remember. He put it in a very eloquent way, and we both liked what he said. What was it that he said about the film?
About the structure.
The
And
film. You know what I'm trying to say.
Yes, I know. And something with right? And we
Unwinding.
unwinding.
The film unwinds.
That's
And it's such an interesting way to describe the structure of that film. And it, from the moment he said that, I was like, I need to rewatch it
Yes.
right now. The way it just, there's not even words.
no,
for
it consumes you in a way.
Yeah.
I was completely consumed by this movie. I was a wreck. I cried a lot during this movie. It's
Yeah.
just like, but in the simplest parts. Like there is. Can we just talk about the kid's character? He's great. He's
Yeah.
great, which is like his
Child Actor of the Year.
child actor of the year. He is.
It's not even like they gave him a crazy emotional stuff. He's
no,
just
no, no.
a kid
He's
in the
just
film.
a kid. I cry when I
he's
watch like kid films.
So good.
But like
The scene where he
The
gives
first
him the
scene,
phone,
yeah.
or no, I'm talking about the
No.
scene where he gives him the phone and they make a movie together. It's like, all right, now you're gonna whip it. We'll
oh
cut
my
it,
god.
and it'll work.
You cannot
And
do. You
dude,
cannot.
yeah,
You cannot show that scene in a film festival.
There's so many
You
scenes where I was like, that's gonna
cannot.
be me as a dad. That's
yeah,
me trying to
that's
connect
me.
with my
That's
kid.
that's me as an aunt.
So let's make a movie on the phone.
That's me as
And
an
him
aunt.
giving the DVDs when he's just an iPad kid.
Oh my god.
Oh, what is this? This movie will teach you about women, son. What is it? The piano
Piano
teacher.
teacher. No, it's so
Jesus.
good. Again, creative. Like, I love, and there are many films that we watch in this festival that talk about the creative mind,
Yeah.
which I love. I think this movie is just like, and it also talks about a little bit like about fame, you know, and about what fame takes away from you.
Yeah.
It's just like this is a character that, again, he chose fame over his family, over his daughters. And it's like, I chose a life like where I need to express, like I need to put all of this pain like in my creativity instead of like fixing my relationship with my daughters. I'm just gonna make movies, you know. And I love that exploration. I think it's like it's very, again, it's like you don't have an antagonist in this movie. It's just like about inner conflicts. It's like every
Yeah.
character going through their own thing. You have Renata's character, she's so sad, you know, she's going through so much.
Yeah.
And when, you know, the sister reads the script, eventually she goes to her sister and she's like, you need to read this. Just read this monologue. And the moment that she reads that monologue, oh my God. Oh God. And she reads this monologue when it's like kind of like it's her. She realizes it's about her and about what her father thinks that she's going through. And he's so right, because beside the, like, putting aside the fact that they don't talk and everything, he still knows her. He still knows her, his daughter, and all of the things that are going on with her, you know? And she, like, this is like the most vulnerable moment of the film where she asks her sister, like, does he know that I, like, of my suicide attempt? Does he
That
know?
was such a...
Like, that's a gut-wrenching line. That, like, I cried there. It was like, oh my God, okay, they're trying to, like, wreck me right now. And that was very Joachim, like very much like, I'm just gonna give it to you. And it was like, no, he doesn't know. He doesn't know, and still he knows.
Yeah.
And there's like this beautiful connection, like through her like reading the script, and there's this line also in the monologue where she's like, I want a home, or I need a home. It's kind of like, and again, you're like, this is a movie about family. It starts with a home. That sometimes it's a home, sometimes it's a house, and it's not the same. And all of these characters in some way are looking for a home. One of them were able to make a home, like the sister. The sister was able
Yeah.
to like make another home. But then there's like these two characters.
The people that she loves that don't have that yet.
Exactly.
Yeah. And the fact that the father, he chooses the world of film, but we get to see how the world of film doesn't exactly choose him at the end of the day, given all the modern advancements. Netflix, it doesn't play in front of a big screen anymore, and his DP being too old. Oh, that scene was
That
tough.
that
Where
was
it's
like
he
tough.
gets up, he can't get up, and it's like, oh, I'm never gonna shoot a movie with you again.
Oh my god! That's again a beautiful thing to show at a film festival. You know, it's just like the DP being like, let's just make one last good movie, and I don't
Yeah.
want you to like fill an agenda. I don't want you to feel like the pressure to do something like for
Yeah.
the public. I want this to be 100% you. And I love that because that's what art should be. And I feel like in the film industry, of course, when you start like, you know, getting famous and, you know, money starts coming around and production companies and everything, you're gonna like, I don't know if you forget, but like you go on another path that it's not the reason why you started making films
Yeah.
in the first place. You know, it's just like, that's why I love that part of it. It's like, let's just reconnect with why we started doing this. Like, let's just like put everything that you have. Like, this is a script that it's very personal to you. And it is very personal to him in some way that he doesn't even know maybe why. You know, like he wrote this thing. Maybe he thought like this, I'm reading this about my mother. And in the middle of it, he wrote it up for his daughter. And I'm thinking also about the talk when we went like to see Noah and Joachim, that they both said that maybe like because they write such like personal stories and very like human, people ask them like, is any of this biographical? And they were like, I think every piece of work is a little bit autobiographical, like of course, but sometimes like you write things in the moment that you don't know, like maybe you just write them because you wrote them, and then like
Yeah.
you go back to them years later and it's like, oh, I wrote this because like I was actually going through this. And this actually, like, I connected with that. And I think, like, in some way, that's a beauty of the creative process. It's like you just, while you create, it's kind of like you start finding things of yourself that you didn't know they existed and that you were feeling. And I think, like, in some part, like, the movie talks about that, too.
There's one thing that I went into the film thinking about, and I'm glad the movie surprised me, was when The Worst Person in the World came out, a topic of conversation that I stumbled upon online is the fact that the film it's from Oslo.
Yeah.
They speak Norwegian. And Americans or foreigners loved The Worst Person in the World, but people in Oslo, Norwegian people, did not like the film.
They did not? I didn't know this
I won't say
fact.
they did. Well, no, I'm speaking from truth. It's not that they all didn't like the film, but they're not. Joachim Trier found his popularity outside of his home state because of something to do with the acting
Okay.
and the fact that a lot of the lines are too dramatic or too forced, and it comes across as acting. People in Oslo were like, "This is cheesy." But for
Okay.
us, being foreigners and we don't know the language, so we read the subtitles, and there's less pressure on the performance. There's
performances are so good.
that was the argument that like, oh, so that's why they liked the film, which bugged me out. So the fact that this was his first film that included English and mixed both languages, I was like, okay, this is where I'm going to find out, and I'm going to get to actually feel, because I speak English. This was going to be the film that I got to figure out, is that argument true or not? And I think it's bullshit. I love this movie, and I don't know, maybe
the
that
performances
critique comes
are
from people that just don't like
incredible.
movies. It's not cheesy, it's classic.
It's not cheesy, it's classic.
And that he's a good-hearted person, and that his humanity comes across in his filmmaking. And if you could subscribe to that, you are in for a film that will change your life, or at least make you call that family member that you haven't spoken to in
I
a
called
while.
my dad after this. I did. It was like, I literally was like, okay, this,
The second I get the chance to watch this movie with my dad, I will do it.
oh,
I
okay.
I need him to watch
Okay.
it. I'm not. He's a great dad. He's a
No,
great dad. I
no.
just need him to watch it.
Yeah. No, I want to watch this film with my siblings
Yeah.
so badly. But yeah, it's just like, I think it's a good film to watch with your family too.
It's a.
If you're up
I
for
think I'm gonna
it.
say a necessary film to watch
A
with your family.
necessary film.
If you're trying
Oh
to
my
get
God.
sentimental,
Value. If you're trying to get
there's
sentimental.
immense sentimental value in watching this film.
Yeah. Oh, love that.
Yeah,
Love that.
I feel like we've said
Everything that we need to
everything
say.
that we could. Barbie, it's been a pleasure as always.
It's been a pleasure to talk to you, Alexis.
Thank you.
Can't believe I'm saying this.
This has been another movie podcast, right, Grant?
You got it.
You got it. This has been another movie podcast. I was lucky enough to have Barbie join me
I was lucky enough to be here.
for a second time. I don't know if this comes out before the other one.
Oh my God,
Whatever.
You're going to have such a fun time editing
I'm gonna
this.
have to figure out the order of release of these
Yeah.
episodes. I'm gonna have an awful time editing.
Yeah,
this.
you're going to be like, oh my God,
I'm
why
so
the
scatterbrained.
fuck?
If I sounded coherent in this episode, I'm not coherent. I'm just a great editor.
Yeah. You don't know what time is it right now.
You don't want to know what
You
time
don't
it is
want-
right now. Okay. Guys, until next time, until the next movie.
Until the next movie. Watch every
Cheers.
movie in the theaters. Oh, cheers. Let's forget.
All right. Thanks for tuning in to Season 1, Episode 3 of Take After Take, presented by Blue Fridge Films. Like I said in the opening remarks, this is the last of the episodes we've recorded so far. We're planning on what this podcast is going to look like in 2026, and we're really excited for what we have in store. We hope to see you there. Until then, thank you for listening, form your own take, and I'll see you at the movies.